people or bear, I don't care. It's quite a rough ride, just like life. But I'm kinda patient, 'cause only time will tell. It's gonna go up, so you better stay calm. And grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow, and I am live, and it is Saturday. Have not caught a live stream in a minute. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And I've got a bunch of crypto news to cover. I'm going to be talking about midnight because I've been getting a lot of questions from friends and folks that know I've been accumulating. Because, I mean, let's face it, at midnight right now at around 5 cents is kind of like getting Cardano back when it was like 5 cents in 2020 before it ran up to like $3 and was it 314 or something like that? I can't even remember now. It's been so long. Feels like ancient history. Midnight's the first real fourth generation crypto asset out there, folks. So if you're sleeping on getting midnight tokens, in my opinion, you're absolutely insane. There's a lot, and we've got a lot of stuff that I want to cover today. And it should be a fun video for a Saturday, man. We're just gonna hang out and see what's popping. And I've been vibe coding, and I've been building so many cool platforms. And I obviously Decentral Now is one of my babies, and this is Decentral Now. I don't know if I should make this bigger. Yeah, it doesn't really translate if I make it bigger, so we'll just keep it down here. But anyway, this is decentralnow.com. You can check it. I'm always adding RSS feeds. AI kind of goes through them and it basically lists if it's neutral, if it's bearish or bullish or whatever. And just a lot of little gizmos and things. I'm going to be adding more. But you can create watch lists. You can see the latest news, trending topics, all kinds of stuff. And I'm just going to keep making this better and better. I want this to be like the grand poobah of crypto and AI news aggregators out there. And, folks that want to add their own RSS feeds and things like that, whether it's for their YouTube channel or whatever, they'll be able to do that. So check that out because I've been pulling a lot of the latest news that I'm going to go over today from decentralnow.com. So I'm going to be referencing this a lot, and it refreshes the articles and it pulls new articles from the feed. I think it's every like 15 minutes or something like that on a cron job. So, I'm seeing the questions. I'm doing good, man. Every day has been getting better and better. Everything has been improving. So, and this is my new website that I finally launched. I've got some other things that I'm going to be doing. I've been basically running my own website on a ghost platform. It's like $300 a year. Man, I vibe coded my own. And so now I'm in full control. And I've got a lot of different things on here. Some of them are for members only, like the AI Prompt Playground Portfolio Tracker, so you can keep track of your own crypto portfolio. Cardano AI Assistant, so you can ask it any questions you want about Cardano, and it'll help you. I've got a token watch list, a DeFi yield comparer, all kinds of stuff. You can get some of the stuff for free, or if you want to be a supporter, you can sign up for $15 a month and get literally access to everything. And it's cool, man. It's pretty cool. You can unlock a lot of some articles, some things I write for the general public. Some stuff I come up with are specifically for members. Like I've got a whole mortgage category that basically teaches you how to be like the best mortgage loan officer you'll ever be. This is basically all from a course that I used to sell, and I used to get clients. I used to get branch managers that would go through this, and they would hire me and they would pay me as a consultant to basically like double their branch volume, train their loan officers, all kinds of stuff. There's some really good stuff here if the content works. I've got my video library for YouTube. This is obviously the latest one. It just updated. I mean, there's a ton of stuff. I've got links, really good links that are helpful to people. So check it out. But I finally launched this, and yeah, I'm excited about it. So let's take a quick look at charts because there's really nothing happening right now. Really, there's just not much happening right now. You can see on the left wing here, we've got Cardano on a 15-minute candle. It's just been consolidating, man. I mean, just a serious consolidation after a very manipulated drop down to as low as 40 cents, currently trading around 40 cents. Man, I really think there's an article that I'm going to read you guys that I think you're going to find very interesting. You know what? I guess I should just make this full window because that's what it wants. The monitor that this chart is on is like this giant Samsung monstrosity. And I think looking up at it for so long when I was actively day trading is a part of what messed my neck up. But anyway, this is Bitcoin dominance in the middle here. And I thought I set this on an hour, but anyway, this is still on a 15-minute candle as well. And I mean, you can see it's just been all over the place, man. I mean, this is just radical. From a high of around almost 60%, and it came all the way down to about just under 59%. So on a 15-minute candle, it doesn't look like it's, it looks crazy, but this is on an hourly candle where you can see it peaked out here at around 61%. And it's been working its way down, and now it's consolidating along with all of the other assets, including Bitcoins. So, what I expect to see, I'm not 100% sure. I would love to see a big Christmas pump to basically introduce us to what I do believe is ultimately going to become the big bull run. I know that they are, apparently I'm seeing all kinds of stuff all over the place that they are working on getting this infrastructure bill passed before Christmas. So within the next 2 weeks, and ultimately, what is that going to mean? That's ultimately going to mean no more manipulation, folks, because right now it's really not technically illegal for wash trading or, basically all the shenanigans that the market makers are playing. Well, thank you, Wessel. I appreciate the comment. All of these market makers, when we're seeing just insane manipulation, all the market maker manipulation, I'm actually curious how, when this passes, it's going to change trading against the market maker method. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's just do, we could do Cardano as an example. Why not? So typically, what I use, I have an indicator that comes from Trade Travel Chill. Annie, hi Annie, love you. Absolutely phenomenal course. I know I used to talk about it all the time, but when I was actively day trading, I still kind of am. I'm in a long trade and I'm just letting it sit for the most part. And hopefully I don't get wrecked. I don't know. But anyway, if you look at these candles, you can see how they're colored. Okay. You can see these red candles, you can see the green, and then you can see the gray and white. Gray and white are typically kind of neutral general market trading activity. But when volume spikes in major directions to the downside or even the upside, you can see where the market makers are stepping in to increase volume. Now, this isn't always the case because sometimes news or the FOMC or things like that, even though market makers generally play a major role, like when the FOMC comes out, Jerome Powell can say something insanely bullish, and then all of a sudden, all of the markets will crash for no reason. That's market maker manipulation, man. They're chasing the liquidity, and that's what they're doing. And they can take any news, whether it's good or bad news. I mean, they can pump on bad news, they can dump on good news. You just never know what they're going to do. But generally, they're chasing after liquidity. If there's a CME futures gap, typically they're going to chase after that. I've been noticing a lot of times it takes a couple of weeks for those to fill, if not longer. It just kind of depends on where it's at and how much liquidity is sitting there. But generally, that's what they work towards. And so, when you start really understanding that about the market maker method, you'll understand how dramatically manipulated a lot of these prices are. And when people say manipulated, they think, manipulation, the big boogeyman. No, what really is happening is the market makers are making these markets and pushing the markets up or down depending on what they want, where the liquidity is. And so that's when you see these giant red candles, or even sometimes you'll see these huge green candles to the upside. Those are the market makers pushing the market with retail, depending on what retail sentiment is and what they're doing. And market makers have access to tools that we'll never see. So they know exactly where everybody's money is sitting. They know exactly. It's a very unfair game. I don't know how much of that is going to change when this new bill passes, but I do believe a lot is going to change. And I think that we're going to start seeing, I think at that point, I'm hoping to start seeing retail, because all the institutions are in, man. Like everybody's in. They've got their investment. Even JP Diamond, JD Diamond. I don't know. He's such a schmuck in my opinion. But even he's now touting Bitcoin, right? The guy who is threatening everyone. I'll fire anybody that even has Bitcoin in their personal portfolio, etc. Now he's like, yeah, Bitcoin's better, faster, and all this other stuff. So anyway, we're going to see a lot of this stuff change when this bill passes, because it's going to make a lot of the activity that's been going on in the crypto space really since inception, since its first markets, it's going to make a lot of that illegal. And when you take that out of the equation, then it's really going to be a matter of, I expect to see dramatic shifts in just marketing overall, in crypto marketing overall, because at that point it's going to be up to retail. And now that all the institutions are in, it's going to be a matter of pushing retail to start accumulating and buying again, because they've been shaken out, they've been pushed out, they've been manipulated. All of the stuff that's been going on right now is to get retail, to get you and me out of the crypto space, so that they can accumulate at the cheapest prices, establish themselves in the market, get a foothold, establish some control, and then they send it. And I do believe that there are so many things lining up for 2026 that are going to enable them to send it. And I really do believe that to some extent, they're going to send it in ways that we've never even thought possible. I know that right now, a lot of you are thinking, oh, Crow, you predicted $8 ADA, blah, blah, blah. Look at it now. It's at 40 something cents. Yeah, I hear you. But let's see what happens by mid to end of 2026. Because a big part of me thinks that if what I expect to happen over 2026, if it actually happens the way I think $8 ADA could be very, very conservative. And I do mean that. But we'll see. I don't know, right? I do not believe we've actually been in a bull market yet. I think we've been at and I'm one of these, at some point, I'm going to do some cross comparisons to price action previous to a bull market, what sort of pumps we get. And then I want to take that and compare it to just this past year in 2025 and see how similar the price movement and momentum has been, while calculating in the initial Bitcoin ETFs and a lot of that institutional movement. Because I think what we're going to see is a lot of institutional momentum building into these investment vehicles, while so many others are lining up right now. There are going to be so many ETFs. All of the stuff that's coming out from the SEC and the CFTC. It's going to be nuts. Listen, folks, the entire world is about to be tokenized. Everything is going to be tokenized. And I'm sure it's also all going to run through some of these major AI systems that are going to be monitoring absolutely everything everybody does, whether you like it or not. But as pioneers of this space, those of you, I know I see a lot of you, those of you that have been watching my channel since 2017, all of us are pioneers in the crypto space. We're all early adopters, early investors, early speculators, whatever. And really, we're some of the first people that have been taking part in this. And I do believe that we will financially benefit from a lot of our foresight and a lot of the work we've done, watching YouTube, watching now X videos. My viewership on X is far higher generally than my YouTube videos are anymore. It's kind of crazy. And I do believe that a lot of us are going to, start seeing some generational wealth in 2026 until we've completely lost control. I mean, because once those of us that are left who are in the know, we understand what's happening. We're keeping ahead of everything. We're staying in tune with what's going on in the market and the world. I mean, there's going to be a point where we all sell. And once we do, it's going to be at that point where we really become just a product of everything that comes after us. I mean, let's just be realistic about it. So let's look at some news. Midnight Network is live on Cardano, and ADA suddenly looks very different. So we're going to take a look at this. Cardano launched something new on December 8th. Midnight Network officially went live with the announcement coming directly from Charles Hoskinson himself. And you know what? I want to say something about Charles. I don't think he did this for clout, or, I mean, not that he needs it. I mean, it's Charles Hoskinson, but obviously he knew that I was going through some really rough times recently. And he actually called me. He physically called me on the phone, and well, let's just say he sent me, he presented me with a very, very gracious invite. And I don't really want to get into details about it, but it was a really big deal and it meant a lot to me. And obviously not anything he had to do. But he was definitely basically extending a hand and saying, man, let's get you some fresh air. Let's just put it that way. I just wanted to say thank you to him. I mean, he can go off the rails at people and he gets mad because of all the trolls and things. And to some extent, rightfully so, because there are so many of them, most of which I do believe are fake. But I don't know, man, for him to do something like that, it definitely, I don't know. It meant a lot. And I believe it was sincere. I unfortunately I told him, I was like, maybe when my arm heals up all the way, I'll come out. But, and maybe at some point I'd love to do that. I'd love to do what he presented. And I think it would actually be a really good time. So, but anyway, I just wanted to share that because it really did mean a lot. And it's just not something that happens often. I will say that, before I get into the news, I will say this. My arm has been getting significantly better. I'm probably at like 85%. My personal life, everything that's been going on has been improving. Just everything has been getting better. There've been a lot of lessons learned over the last like 15 years. And I think we are definitely taking the first steps of really just changing our entire lives. And we've had a lot of fun. But I'm getting close to 50. My wife is 42 and our daughter is 12, and she's just an amazing little girl. And we've got a family to really focus on, as well as our careers and everything that we have happening. And I've been chasing a lot of things for a lot of years for all of the wrong reasons. And I will just say this, there comes a time, I think, in every man's life where we all have to sit down and we really have to decide what's most important to us. And, for me, I've just decided that my family is the most important. I've been blessed with a wife and a daughter and other daughters and sons. And I've just got so many people that, I've been chasing my own value in a lot of ways for a long time. A lot of goals that I've set for myself that I didn't reach, that I didn't achieve. There's still a lot of things that I want to do. And some of those ideas are things that I really want to do, and rightfully so. There's a lot of charity work that I want to do. There's just a lot of stuff I want to do, but ultimately, one of my big dreams at this point is, I want to plant a seed in a town or a city or somewhere where we're just done. We're done moving. We're done. I mean, we've moved so many times, and I don't know how to say it, man. I just want to nerd out the rest of my life. I want to nerd out in the best ways. I want my wife to excel in all of her dance and her fitness and everything that she's got going on. I want my daughter to just do exceedingly well in school, and I want all my kids to be flourishing. And I think that's where I really want to put my focus from here on, and building real relationships. And I know some of you aren't here for this, but some of you are, and I care about the ones that are. So, I have always had a real problem my entire life with building real relationships and real friendships with people. I just have. I don't let me. I'm always very much an open book. I'm an emotional guy. I'm a very sincere, very genuine, very honest guy. but that I only let people in so far with that, because at the same time, I can be very vulnerable. And while I do genuinely love people and I want to see everyone around me do well, I'm always trying to do things to help people in different ways that I feel empowered to do so. I never let anyone in, and I've never really allowed myself to be truly vulnerable. And it's a lesson that I've definitely been learning. So that's where my focus is now. I mean, there are a lot of changes within me and my wife and just the way we live and the way we are with each other. And I'm learning and we're learning. And that's basically where we're at. And I really do appreciate everybody's like concern and sentiment and messages. It really has meant a lot. And you guys really do. And you always have meant the world to me. So it's like, you guys know, man, like I'm not making any money like doing the YouTube stuff. I mean, maybe someday I will again, but I haven't made really much of anything in so long. It's like almost funny. I come on here really for you guys. Like me on a Saturday, I'm here for you guys. I know that a lot of you guys do genuinely care about me and my life and what's going on in it. And that's why I share these things. It's not for the people that are like, you should be talking about this, shouldn't talk about that. Man, I don't care what those people say. I share because I've always shared. I share because it's basically been who I am and what I've been about literally since day one. And I know that's why a lot of you guys tune in. So thank you for constantly tuning in. So let's get to the news. Let's get to the important stuff. All right. So Midnight introduced a privacy-focused partner chain that could influence how the Cardano ecosystem functions going forward, especially when it comes to handling sensitive data on chain. So make this a little bit bigger so you guys can read it a little bit. An analyst from Cheeky Crypto Unfiltered, while breaking down the launch, framed Midnight as more than a technical milestone. According to his perspective, ADA is starting to look structurally different, not because of price action, but because the ecosystem now has a native way to handle privacy. Amen. Compliance and real-world use cases without abandoning transparency. This is a big deal. I don't really know how many people understand just how big a deal Midnight really is. And I'm not trying to send the price right now because I'm still accumulating, but it is what it is. Everybody should jump in. ADA token moves beyond transparency only design. For a long time, ADA token represented careful engineering and methodical progress. Cardano delivered smart contracts, staking, and scalability in stages, always prioritizing security and decentralization, which is why most of us are here, okay? Privacy, however, remained an open gap. Fully transparent ledgers work well for auditability, yet they struggle when real-world data enters the picture. The analyst from Cheeky Crypto Unfiltered pointed out that most privacy solutions in crypto lived at the extremes. Coins like Monero and Zcash focused on complete anonymity. Anonymity. I swear to God, I'll never get that word right. Which created friction with regulators and institutions. Cardano stayed on the other end, favoring openness. Midnight changes that balance by introducing what the team calls practical privacy. This is through the ZK rollups, zero knowledge proofs, man. Being able to privatize, that's not the right word, being able to make private the data that should be private while being, while remaining compliant, which is a really big deal. Midnight operates as a partner chain rather than a replacement. ADA remains the settlement and security backbone. This is a big deal. The blockchain that we all know and love and has not been hacked has been just constantly up since day one. All of these things, reliable, all of that. Now it's the backbone for a privacy token. While Midnight handles selective privacy, that relationship allows Cardano to expand its capabilities without breaking its core design philosophy. In other words, it's freaking brilliant, okay? To all the haters out there, you can hate all you want, but when all of this really starts coming together and a lot of these partnerships start kicking off, you're just not going to be able to deny what has been built in not only Cardano but in Midnight. Midnight runs on a dual state architecture, a concept that sounds complex but solves a very real problem. One state is public, similar to traditional blockchains where transaction rules and basic data remain visible. The second state is private, where sensitive information stays encrypted. Zero knowledge proofs. Here we go. Connect these two states. Cheeky crypto unfiltered analyst explain that using a simple analogy. Midnight lets users prove something is true without revealing the underlying data. A rule can be verified without exposing the details behind it. That approach allows transactions to remain compliant and auditable while still protecting personal or proprietary information. This design avoids the all or nothing privacy trade-off seen in older privacy chains. Isn't it odd to see Monero and these others? I mean, didn't Zcash just have a huge run? Developers can choose what stays public and what remains private depending on the application's needs. ADA gains access to real-world use cases. Privacy that can be selectively revealed unlocks entirely new categories of applications, which I'm sure we're going to see announcements soon for some of these new partnerships. Midnight makes it possible to verify eligibility, authorization, or compliance without broadcasting full data sets to the public. Now, the one thing I want to note, which I still don't know how I feel about it, because to me, it's good and bad depending on who's in control and who's in power of it. But national IDs, man, I mean, it's going to be a thing, whether you like it or not. It's coming. It's already happening all over the world. It's going to happen in the US as well. Especially as the world is tokenized, we are going to have to track national IDs for everybody. And everything that we do on the internet is going to be tracked in some way, shape, or form. I cannot think of a better blockchain for that to happen than Cardano and Midnight. I'm sorry, but it's like, it could be a death knell to privacy to some extent. It's obviously going to put a lot more control in the hands of the government and the AI systems that are running everything. But let's be real about it. AI is already running a lot more shit than you think. I mean, I'm pretty sure the IRS has been using AI to basically monitor inflows and outflows of bank accounts for years already. And I just don't think that's going to change. It's only going to grow. And as we continue growing in that realm, there are always going to be new introductions of new threats that get everybody to say, "Oh, please save me," because that's just the way it's always been. Okay. So anyway, I just know that's happening. I mean, digital IDs, it's all happening, especially if we start instituting what I believe is ultimately going to be some sort of universal income, some universal basic income, because AI, what's the line in South Park? They're taking our jobs. Like, that's happening. AI is taking white collar jobs the world over, and it's not going to slow down. It's only going to get worse. And more people within the middle class are going to continue suffering. And if they're not in crypto and they're not pioneers of these new asset classes and use cases, or how to use AI, which is why I've been taking up vibe coding and doing all kinds of stuff with AI, because you got to know it. You've got to know it. The world is changing, and this old dog can still learn new tricks. Now, I had to check my dog. Healthcare systems could confirm insurance qualification without exposing medical records. Financial applications could validate credit worthiness without revealing full balances. Identity systems could prove age or credentials without disclosing names or addresses. Supply chains could show regulatory compliance while keeping trade secrets protected. All things that ultimately could be attached to your digital ID on that chain as well. And if it's not on that chain, the interoperability functionality of Cardano and ultimately Midnight are going to play significant roles. Isn't XRP something about, I saw something about XRP and HBAR recently about how they're basically becoming banks or something. The Night token launch reflects community first design. Over 4.5 billion Night tokens were distributed across multiple blockchain ecosystems, including ADA holders and users from Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Binance Coin, Avalanche, and BAT token. The idea was simple. Midnight wasn't built only for Cardano loyalists. It was designed to attract users from across crypto into a shared privacy environment. There's so much happening, and this article was fantastic. I really do. I love it. I love it. Now, Bitcoin price analyst, Bitcoin's next big move is brewing. Breakout or breakdown ahead? Yeah. I'm hoping for a breakout to the upside. Bitcoin remains stuck in a tightening range just above the 80K mark. What? That's December 13th, just above the 80K mark. It's higher than that. Bitcoin is currently trading at 90K. So I don't know when he wrote this or when it was published, but yeah, that's off. Despite the recent bounce from sub 85K levels. All right, I'm already over this article because it's got all the pricing wrong. It was published, I think, a little late. So goodbye. Coinbase to add prediction market ahead of major December 17th event. This I found interesting. Coinbase plans to increase its wide range of crypto services with the addition of a prediction market in collaboration with the popular crypto prediction platform Kalshi. I want Kalshi as a sponsor because I haven't even reached out to them. But hey, Chef, there you go. As Coinbase prepares to expand its suite of products ahead of the upcoming Coinbase system update, it is planning to launch a prediction market on its platform. One that I will probably use. I think these are fun. I never got involved in the poly market or any of that stuff, but I do think it'd be fun. And I would love to get Kalshi as some sort of sponsor so that I would probably do like different things every day, every time I go live. And like, I'm going to bet on this, I'm going to bet on that and share it with everybody. I just think that would be fun. Yes, it's kind of gambling in a way, but not real. I mean, it is the core of it. Yeah, it pretty much is. But I mean, anything that's not skill based is ultimately gambling, but educated guesses, I think play a much better role than throwing some money down on red or black. Okay. While this aligns with Coinbase's mission to efficiently serve its customers, it is planning to add the new product in collaboration with Kalshi, a CFTC regulated exchange and prediction market that allows users to trade on the outcome of real world events. That just sounds fun to me. It just sounds fun to me. I would love to be involved and I would love to be placing bets on like AI related outcomes and things. I just think that would be a good time. Coinbase prepares. Okay, while the new feature is yet to be fully confirmed by the exchange, it will be powered by Kalshi as it is expected to be unveiled as early as next week. I've been meaning to look it up and I haven't because I saw an ad during a UFC video. And how about that, Paramount Plus? All you folks that are fight fans, I cannot wait. I mean, all pay-per-views from like this next one on are all going to be free on Paramount Plus. They're not a sponsor, but I'm super jacked about that because they're, having to pick or choose which fight events I think are worth spending like the $80 plus paying for ESPN plus dealing with all of the issues that I've had with ESPN, man. I'm so glad to be able to cancel all that. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward. Patty Pimlet, I'm a Patty Pimlet fan. While the partnership is described as non-exclusive, Kalshi will reportedly serve as the sole prediction market operator integrated into Coinbase's platform. That's actually really cool, man. While Coinbase has promised to unpack exclusive new features during its upcoming Coinbase system update event scheduled for December 17th, it appears that the feature will be officially announced during that event. I'm pumped about that. I think that's going to be a good time for people. Now, this I found interesting. I will see what you guys think in chat because this is going to give a Cardano prediction, and I'm actually curious. What will Cardano ADA most likely price be on Christmas? 4 AIs give shocking answers. The moral of the whole story is they think it's going to get up to $1 just by Christmas. So in 2 weeks, they think it's basically going to more than double. We'll see. What's the rationale behind that prediction? Over the past 24 hours, Cardano's ADA rebounded slightly, but that does not change the fact that the asset has been on a steep decline in the last few months. Perhaps many of the token's investors are curious whether a significant rally or a major pullback is on the way. Keep in mind, in the bear market, the low of the bear market, I'm pretty sure Cardano's price got to as low as like maybe 27 cents or something like that. Maybe it was a little lower. I'd have to look. But I mean, we're so close to basically the bottom. Even if we were just double the bottom, that's a 1x during a bear market. And let's just hypothetically say that this that we're in a bear market, that we're not in a bull market, blah, 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 blah. I mean, the last bear market bottom before that one was like 2 cents. So we went from 2 cents to 27 cents. Let's say the bottom was 37 cents this time. I mean, we were 10 cents away from, maybe it was 15. I honestly, I can't remember. I'd have to look. I don't want to pull it up right now, but I don't think we should expect any major pullbacks from here. I just don't. I mean, I hope not, but I just don't. Maybe 5 or 6 cents or something like that is possible, but we're in Christmas, leading into the 2026 market with the big bill getting ready to pass here in the next couple of weeks. Everything, I just don't see it unless we had like one big last liquidity flush from like a big last manipulated hoorah to flush out a lot of the leverage traders, which would really suck. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We've got a couple of weeks still. Perhaps many of the tokens. Okay. No miracle, no collapse. As of this writing, ADA trades at around 42 cents. And ChatGPT thinks the price may increase to almost $1 by December 25th. It sees this as the most realistic expectation, given that Cardano remains a long-term, fundamentals-driven project. At the same time, it assumed that ADA could stop at roughly 70 cents on Christmas should the broader crypto market not show muscles. So between 70 cents to $1 from here, that's like a 30-cent return from where we're at right now in a matter of a couple of weeks. That doesn't sound too bad to me, though dollar sounds much better. Google's Gemini also claimed that the dollar mark seems reasonable for Christmas. It went even further, predicting that the price could soar above $1.50 and even $2 if a spot ADA ETF sees the light of day in the United States, or if Cardano announces a major partnership with a renowned corporation. I mean, mix all that sentiment with everything that's already starting to play out in midnight and all of the announcements that are, damn well are being loaded up, man. I'm telling you, I know there are a lot of big partnership announcements, a lot of exchange listing announcements. There's so much shit that's coming for midnight. Yeah, man. I mean, I definitely think this is possible. Grok. I love Grok. The chatbot integrated into the social media platform X stated that forecasting the price of cryptocurrency is inherently speculative and noted the volatility of the digital asset sector. Still, it highlighted the recent rate cuts announced by the Federal Reserve as a bullish factor that could pump up ADA and other leading altcoins. It also reminded that December has been kind to the asset in some previous years, predicting that its valuation could climb to 55 cents on Christmas. Now, I almost said this before I read this because I haven't read this whole article yet. Grok is always super, super conservative, and it's definitely far more conservative than a lot of these other AIs. So, and Gemini, as I understand it, Google's Gemini is the most advanced so far. Although that may not be true as of GPT, 2.5 that was just dropped like a few days ago. So we'll see. How about more modest gains? Perplexity, which I know Perplexity is Joe Rogan's sponsor, which is cool, but I don't really use them for much other than like I use their API sometimes for applications when I want to do research. But Perplexity also sees a chance of an increase, albeit not as substantial as the target set by all the others, basically saying 48 cents, which I don't know. We'll see. I like $1. I like $1 by Christmas. That sounds pretty good. I thought this was a little interesting as well. NFT project Pudgy Penguins takes over the Las Vegas Sphere and holiday campaign. The NFT brand's animated segments will air on the Sphere across Christmas week, signaling the crypto company's move into real-world consumer markets. I mean, man, more power to them. I mean, I don't know what they're spending, but I know it costs a hell of a lot of money. Well, there you go. Pudgy Penguins ad will run for several days starting December 24th and will include multiple animated segments, according to a person familiar with the deal. The brand spent roughly $500,000 on the placement, standard for a run at the Sphere. I watched the UFC event at the Sphere not in person, but on pay-per-view, and it was amazing, man. I've seen a lot of stuff come out of the Sphere. If you're not familiar with it, you should go check it out and watch some videos. It's amazing. I mean, it really is. The Sphere is something special. I would love to see an event there live, like at the location. That would be intense. It's kind of like IMAX on steroids, honestly. So anyway, I thought this was actually really cool. Launched in 2021 on Ethereum, Pudgy Penguins is best known for its collection of 8,888 cartoon-style penguin NFTs, each with unique traits. Kind of like the Murder of Crows NFTs. I think we had like 10,000, but I think like 5,500 of them sold, and then the rest got cut. So there's only like 5,500 roughly Murder of Crows NFTs floating around the world. So maybe someday those will generate some interest again. Bitcoin mining revenue remains thin, yet hash rate refuses to blink. Bitcoin has logged a third consecutive difficulty cut, and even with miner revenues under pressure, the network's computing muscle is still holding firm above the 1.1 zettahash per second mark. Like I've said, man, and I when I was in the Bitcoin mining biz with the co-location facility and all of that, I mean, it was super exciting for a while. But the thing that nobody ever talks about is how, even though we have the hard halving every 4 years, nobody talks about the soft halving pretty much every 6 months. That's something that nobody takes into account. And once I figured that out, I'm like, I'm done with this, because this just is not, is it profitable to some extent? Sure. I guess so. But I mean, the hardware, just the entire mining industry and the way it's really controlled by China. And I mean, they manufacture new hardware and they're using it for 6 months before they release it to the public. Then they sell it. Then it takes you so much time to even get it. By the time you're actually getting the new improved hardware, the hash rate's already been cut in half from the manufacture date. To me, it's just a big scam. I mean, people make money with it, I guess, on large scales, but for like an end user, I just don't think it's worth it. You're generally better off just buying at the bottoms and riding those. Ripple Labs, $300 million venture goes live in South Korea, unlocks XRP opportunities for investors. Lean Ventures, a heavyweight licensed asset manager in South Korea, has announced a special $300 million fund to hold Ripple Labs shares. So I don't need to get too deep into that, but yeah, I mean, it's good, promising news anyway. Now, I don't really think I need to read this after reading that first article, but I mean, there are a lot of people that still don't seem to know a lot about what Midnight is. If I were you, I would just go and ask Grok, go ask your favorite AI model, like, what is Cardano's Midnight and what is it going to do? And it'll break it down. This is a big old thing that broke down. But effectively, now it's a privacy chain. I've been reading so much, I'm like done reading. I'd rather just hang out with you guys for a minute and respond to comments. So let me scroll up here on these comments and see if there are any questions or anything. On a Saturday, yes, I am live on a Saturday. Hello from Italy. Well, hello to you. Thank you for joining. I do appreciate it. Sunday morning. What is this? Sunday morning, 6 a.m. Sunday. Hey, Crow. Oh, it's Sunday morning for you. Interesting. Where are you, Timmy? It looks like you're at a gym working out, showing them arms. Congratulations on that. I can't wait to be able to go to the gym again. I tried going last week, and my giant ass was just curling 10-pound dumbbells, and it threw my nerve out and started flaring up on me. I had to stop. I would still rather buy ADA, to be honest. I really think it's a good idea to have both. I mean, I still have my ADA as well, so I hear you, but I definitely have my night tokens as well. Australia. Okay, cool. That's where Annie is. Well, that's where Annie's from with Trade Travel Chill. How much does Big Daddy Hoskinson pay you? He has never paid me a dime, ever. I mean, I can't even get my shit funded on Catalyst, for God's sakes. Like, I've never received jack shit from the Cardano ecosystem, to be honest. And it is what it is. I mean, that's the nature of a decentralized ecosystem. There's nobody that can say, hey, we really like what Crow's done since 2017. Let's flip him a bone. Like, there's nobody to do that. But I am trying to get Wargrim on Project Cat. I mean, we have submitted a proposal to Project Catalyst. Something tells me some guys that know how to scam the system are probably going to get funding, and we're not. But if you can vote on Project Catalyst, look for the Wargrim proposal and vote for me, please. I'm not voting on it myself because I don't want to try and I don't know. I don't want anybody to be like, look at you. I don't know. I just don't want any bullshit, but I am hoping that the community will vote and support it because I really want to get Wargrim done, and I want to be able to play it, man. Like, I want to be able to play it in a real way, and I want to be able to play it in the way it was originally designed. Because I put a lot of time into designing the game and what we want to build, and basically I designed the trading card game that I really want to play on a competitive level. So hopefully Catalyst will throw us a bone. I don't know, we'll see. I've tried once before and got absolutely squat, and then I saw like a whole bunch of shitty projects that to this day have never amounted to anything get all the funding, and I'm like, okay, whatever, the system's bunk. But who knows, maybe I'll get struck by lightning. Thanks for the videos, man. Really appreciate all your time. Well, thank you, Wessel. I appreciate it. I do love coming on and seeing your comments and chatting with everybody. Crow, can you add coin categories on your new site, ADA, Night, etc.? On which one? Are you talking about Decentral Now or the new version of the CryptoCrow.io? Because, and I will say too, like if you're a user like on Decentral Now or my own CryptoCrow.io, my blog site, any features that are requested that I think are like, yeah, that's a great idea, I'll add them. 100% I'll add them. Greetings from Cape Town, South Africa. Every time I hear South Africa, I think of the Rand Nooner crew, and I think of the people on Lethal Weapon. Yeah. Greetings from Pluto. Well, what is Pluto anymore? Is it a planet? Is it a star? I don't know. I feel like it changes all the time. Please, can I buy ADA now to sell in December? Oh boy. Hey Crow, Night for the win. Yes, I do think Night is going to be a really big deal. Short like your ADA price explanation in December 30th, 2035. I don't know what he's talking about. How is Crow doing? Feeling better? Yeah, George, everything is getting a lot better. Definitely. I will tell you, man, reading comments, like when I was trying to find like exercises and like gizmos, like anything I could to like help my arm and the nerve in my neck, because what happens is I don't know what caused it. They say it could be as simple as stress induced, which most likely was. I do believe it was probably stress induced. And I think it had something to do with like the gaming chair that I tried sitting in, because it had me in this upright, stiff position all the time while I was working, and I was day trading constantly, and I'm reading and I'm learning, and I was always stressed. And then we were moving again, and we were selling the house. We sold the house at a loss again. I'm just taking so many hits, man, with the market being shit and like money getting tight and everything just changing on a dime. And it really it funked me up in a big way, and somehow the nerve gets squeezed, it gets pinched, and that sends all of this disruption through that side of your body. And I'm really not kidding, man. I mean, I say this and I know when you hear it, I told my wife a million times, I'm like, I know it doesn't really resonate, but I am quite confident there are men that have probably offed themselves like in some way because of that. That's how bad it is. Truly the worst thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. And when I was looking up ways to try and help it and fix it, and I'm going to the chiropractor, and I'm going to this neuromuscular, he's the one that ultimately I think ended up actually helping me. Thanks to my friend Oren out in Orlando. He's like, man, I got this guy you have to see. He'll fix you. An interesting dude for sure, but he really, he did all kinds of stuff. He was moving muscles all the way from like my feet up, moving things all over with his hands. And like, man, I tell you what, 24 hours later, I felt a lot better. And since then, it's only continuously gotten better. So I don't know 100% what this guy did. I know he's like he's called like a neuromuscular, and maybe a neuromuscular therapist. I'm not sure, but he was phenomenal. The shit he did hurt. I was in tears the entire time he was working on me. And I was in so much pain. And that was, 6 weeks after it started. But as I was looking for things, man, I was seeing comments from guys just like questioning life. Let's just put it that way, because it was so bad. And I know exactly what they were going through. That shit's scarring. I mean, honestly, it's like as soon as I can get back into the gym like really effectively, you're going to start seeing me get thinner, get in a lot better shape. Maybe I'll become like a fitness influencer or something someday. I'll just be one of those douchebags taking pictures of my bench pressing shirtless with a tank top or something. I don't know. At 48 years old, because I have to, like, you have to be active. You have to stay active. And when you're dormant and you're stressed and you've got all this stuff going on, your body just starts shutting down. And that to me was a huge wake up call. So if you're like sitting around in your couch and you're watching TV, or you're just sitting on your computer all day and you're not really doing anything active at all, your future awaits, because that shit's going to catch up to you. And I'm telling you now, you do not want cervical radiculopathy. That's what it's called. It is absolute hell on earth in the biggest way. I was shaking. I was like Michael J. Fox, man. And like, nothing against him. I love him. But just the twitching and the shaking and everything. I mean, you can't control it. My nervous system was so fried that if I like stepped on an ant, I'd probably get emotional about it and start crying. I'm not kidding. Like it was just so bad. I can't even begin to express how terrible that was. I'm still not through it 100%, but I'm like through it enough where I'm sitting down in this chair. I've been live now for almost an hour. I haven't had to get up or shut it down. So like it is improving, but man, I'm telling you, get out there and do something. I don't care if you're just going on a walk for 20 minutes every single day. Do it. Just freaking do it. How much does Bitcoin need to be for an $8 ADA though? I mean, it doesn't have to be anything. It's not about really the price of ADA. It's about dominance. Benjamin Cowan has zeroed in on dominance in such a way that, I mean, he's basically been predicting everything going on in the market. Dominance is really the key factor. Typically in the last two cycles, I think ADA has gotten up to somewhere around 4.5% dominance in the market. I mean, if it gets back up there from there, then it's a matter of like, well, what was Bitcoin's price and market cap prior to Cardano's dominance growing? And then you can start looking at things like that. But I mean, a $250,000 Bitcoin at roughly a 4% dominance for Cardano should put it somewhere around $8, something like that. But we'll have to see. I'm not 100% sure. We have not been in a bull market at all. I really don't think so either. I think this whole market has been pushed to a 5-year cycle, if not a super cycle that could span until 2030. That's what I think. So I believe Knight can at least hit $8, really a lot higher. Buying it now is my new focus for sure. I don't know about $8 this cycle, but I mean, for it to hit, $1 or $2, maybe more, maybe $3, who knows? I definitely think that's possible. So, we're going to find out. And I'm very excited. And the one thing that I love that I'm seeing a lot of lately is I'm seeing Charles Hoskinson really just, man, I don't know. He has done a complete 180 for the most part in terms of just, I mean, even the way he reached out to me, man, it's not something I would have ever expected. I've been seeing him reaching out to like the XRP folks and offering to do some things, and just he's reaching out to everybody. Like, let's just build. Let's just fucking shut up and build. And I'm like, and he's just out there grinding and just trying to build these relationships and bridges. And I just love it, man. I mean, he's leading. He's really leading in a lot of ways. And, if there's anyone that has the power and the means of truly building fundamental relationships to see Cardano and Midnight grow across multiple ecosystems in the space, it's Charles. I don't know if there's anybody smarter. I mean, honestly, I don't know, man. I'm super excited about what's coming, honestly. Here for you, Crow. Not gay for Crow, but love you all the same. Dang it, I lost one. No, I'm kidding. I appreciate it. Huddle Harmony, I really do appreciate that. Have you seen the 24-hour volume on night? Not off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty high. Let me take a quick look. Was it like hold on, let me pull it up and I'll share it. Midnight. Oh, up 2.5%. Oh, I'm still sitting around 5 cents. Here, let me share this with you. Market cap is, I mean, it's zeroing in. It's getting close to $1 billion. I know it wasn't $1 billion at one point, but it's climbing back. Fully diluted valuation of 1.1 billion. 24-hour trade volume is $547 million. $547 million in trade volume, and this damn thing has only been live for like less than a week. That's insane. Circulating supply, there's 16.6 billion of these tokens out of a total 24 billion. That's insane too, man. You've got basically 17.37. You've got like 7 billion tokens. What is it? Where's that's like sitting in a treasury or something? It just hasn't been unlocked or whatever yet. Or earmarked for distribution during the thaw periods. That's insane. That's insane. A projected $10 billion ecosystem. I think it's going to get there. I mean, if we're just under $1 billion now and it's at 5 cents, 10 billion, I mean, that would put this at around 50 cents. And I know that that's what Charles predicted, that it would end up somewhere around 50 cents, somewhere around launch time. But its all-time high was just under 12 cents. All-time low is 2 cents. I really freaking wish I would have caught that. That was December 9th. That makes me sad. Makes me sad. Getting 1 million night tokens at 2 cents would have been real nice. If I don't have a Crow video, it's a sad day. That's really cool. I'm working on it. I'm trying to come back. I'm trying to do more videos. I've been not necessarily out of touch, but just, yeah. Midnight token. I don't understand. What? Where have you been? I've been talking about midnight for months before I even stopped doing content. Stop making me more bullish, Crow. I've already bought a bag today. Can you really have enough of a good thing? I guess you can. Patient buys, let shelves develop, always time. Yeah, I think there'll be some time. Right now, it's a Cardano native token. Soon, mainnet launch. Yeah, it's all coming. It's all coming. And the partnerships and the announcements that I'm sure are going to be coming with the mainnet launch and everything. I think it's going to get sick, man. As more power leaves our hands, the more oversight of our lives occur. Well, that's true. That's true. Crazy how much AI is doing. We just need to nurture it properly. Otherwise, we are screwed. Yeah, well, that's the one thing about Trump, man. I mean, he's basically taking the gloves off for AI. He's basically saying, let it rip. Let's see where we end up. Let's see what happens. Everybody build. Maybe, maybe he's like, well, we'll let the left figure it out later. Like we've had to figure out everything else. I don't know, but we definitely need to put some guide rails, some restrictions on AI before too long. Looks like ADA will be listed on Gemini in the future. I mean, that would be nice. I really don't know what the twins are thinking, trying to keep Cardano off of Gemini. I really don't, but it's like that's never made sense to me outside of I think they were just, I know obviously they're early Bitcoin adopters and I'm guessing early Ethereum adopters too. But I mean, at what point do you just say, okay, we've just got to list it? I mean, it's my worst case scenario. Obviously, I'd rather not move. Move to a nation that isn't tech illiterate. I mean, I don't know who isn't right now. I'd be happy with 75 cents. I mean, oh, I think you're talking about Cardano. No, I want to see Cardano at like at least $5 plus in 2026, and I do believe that's going to happen. But we'll see. I also think I mean I would like to see if there's a correlation that gets established once Midnight has fully launched. The tokens are all out. Everybody has them. Everything is like the markets are growing. It's listed on all the exchanges, which I'm sure it's going to be at some point. I would love to see if there's ever a price correlation where if Cardano's $2, Midnight's typically around this price, and just kind of see how that fares. Something tells me we're going to end up in a position similar to that, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, Midnight could potentially end up just blowing Cardano's ADA out of the water in terms of price action. It just depends on, what happens, the partnerships, its use, like all of it. But it doesn't matter because the more successful Midnight is, the more demand and the more Cardano is an even bigger growing entity, right? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening there. Your content is fire. Well, I appreciate that. Really helped me stay positive during the bear market. Well, good. I'm glad I was able to do that for you. It's definitely not always easy. I mean, it hasn't been easy for me, man. I mean, but nothing worth having ever comes easily. Not in life, not in crypto, pretty much not in anything. I mean, if anything worth having, if something is worth having, you generally have to fight for it. And that's all there is to it. And that's just the nature of life overall. So that translates to pretty much everything. Where can we find info on this trading card game? A link, wargram.io is one. We should be putting a link to the we should have a link on the website to the Catalyst proposal. Maybe I'll have Eli do that. That's probably a really good idea. And I'm sure if you're on Project Catalyst, then the website, you just plug in Wargram. I would assume the proposal will pop up. But yeah, wargram.io. You can play the MVP of the game now. You can still go play it. We've got some free decks, some free cards, things like that. And you can mint NFTs for the game, which, I've been kind of out of commission, but I mean, you can still mint Wargram NFT cards right now. And that we've been just slowly trying to build that up to get more money for funding. We really need to sell a lot more to get the capital that we need to finish the game. But if we do get the Project Catalyst funding, it's going to help in mass because we're going to be able to put our team back to work and really start cranking out. And then we'll be able to get updates and additions and card sets and all kinds of stuff. And I really want the land system where people are fighting for land, and then the land is issuing resources. You could use those resources to create legendary weapons and other things. So, I mean, it's going to be a really badass ecosystem if we could ever get the damn thing launched. Hey, Crow, have a great weekend. Thank you. I am trying. We're actually going to go see the new Wicked tonight. We're going to go see part 2 of Wicked. Regardless of what I feel about Ariana Grande, it's a good movie, man. I mean, it's a good movie, and it's a very intelligent twist on the story. And I like it. I mean, I have to admit, I like the movie. I like the first one a lot. And so we're excited. We're going to go see that. And we're just having a family weekend. So Crow, health is wealth. Never before have I understood that in the way I do now. Because pretty sure, and I've even offered, I'm like, you know what? If somebody just wants to take this part of my body, I'll figure out how to live with one arm. And I'm pretty sure I would have been like, just take it. Even when I was at the chiropractor, anywhere I was, somebody's working on me and I'm like yelping and I'm like screaming. And I'm like, fucking do it. Get it. I'm like, I don't care what you have to do. If you have to rip my fucking arm off and figure out how to reattach it and all of that goes away, rip it the fuck off right now. I swear to God, that's where I was. I mean, they'd be like, you know what? I could probably fix this, but I'm going to have to take this huge serrated blade and just shove it into your shoulder. I'd have been like, do it, get it. I was so like anything. That's where I was. 100% is where I was. No bullshit. Absolute worst shit of my life. I mean, I almost cut my arm. I don't know if you can see this, but can you see this little bulge here in my arm? That's from when I was a kid and like I can't close that finger, right? So I can't close this finger. Because when I was 11, I fell through a window. I thought I was a ninja. I was wearing my little tabby boots and I was playing tag with a neighbor, and I jumped up on a porch balcony. It was wet and I slipped and my arm went crashing through the window. You can't see it because it's covered in tattoos now, but I have this giant scar here and another one that goes all the way across. I almost cut my arm clean off when I was 11. And because I cut 7 tendons, the main nerve and the main artery, I felt nothing. I felt something smacking me in the face like twice every so many seconds. It was my heart beating, the blood out of my arm smacking me in the face. And I noticed I had blood everywhere, and I'm like looking, checking myself. And all of a sudden I see everything in my arm was hanging out like a horror movie. Like somebody just went, it's what it looked like. Because I guess I didn't feel it, but when I fell through the window, I had to yank my arm off of the glass, but it still didn't click with me that basically my arm was stuck on the glass of a window pane that had just shattered, and I had to pull my arm off of it. And I pulled my arm off because it all happened so fast. I'm like running, I jump, I think I'm a ninja. I'm jumping up on this balcony, looking for my friend Tashawn, who's like trying to get me, right? And it was just like adrenaline and everything else, and I cut the nerve, so I felt nothing. But I looked at it, and I just freaked. I started screaming. My friend Tashawn came running up on the porch, and he saw me, and his jaw dropped, and eyes got big. I'm like covered in blood at this point, and I'm like, "Go get my mom!" And he runs around. My house was 2 houses down. It was an abandoned house that had happened on. This is in Canton, Ohio, and everything was abandoned there. It was so like bad. But yeah, man, like it was just so bad. That was bad. But I would do that 3 times over if I would have been able to avoid this. But at the same time, there's been a lot of reflection, I think, I am one of those guys to an extent where I believe most things happen for a reason. Maybe it was right. Maybe it's something that should have happened because of a lot of the things that came from it. So I don't know, but yeah, 22 cents was the lowest bear market price this cycle. Thank you for that. Thank you for looking that up. So Cardano's price at the bottom of this market cycle is 22 cents. We're less than double that now. We've got a 1x return so far, and the majority of crypto assets are the same. Now we got to $1.30 at one point, but that was riding the wave of the Bitcoin influx of the Bitcoin ETF influx. So, I don't think we've really had any kind of real bull market momentum at any point yet. Nothing significant. So, yeah. So, all right, man, I've been live for an hour. That's really cool. Wargrim style looks neat on load. Yeah, I mean, I did all the artwork. I used AI for a lot of stuff, and I mean, the cards are kick ass. I mean, the everything that we've got for this game is so fucking good, and it will be so much better either A, when the market really starts to tear and I've got the funds to like pump into it and get it done on my own, or if I get like a grant from some rich person out there that's like, I love TCG gaming, Crow, I love you, what do you need, let's just get this game done. I don't know, man, I'm open to fucking anything at this point. I just want to get Wargrim built and done and out there in the world. And I really wanted to get it built for the bear market so that everybody had something cool to do on Cardano during the bear market, right? And then I just I don't know, nothing ever works out the way you expect it to or plan for it, but who knows, man. If we could get it built through 2026, then maybe we'll have it all done for the actual bear market next. I don't know. I just want to get it done. And I want to be able to play it and whoop all your asses. That's really all I want to do. I want to be able to live stream, whooping the shit out of my followers and my fans and my friends on YouTube and X. So, yeah. The gameplay is a lot of fun. I mean, it's good. It's okay. I'm going to be real honest about it. It's cool as an MVP, minimal viable product. So, but it's the potential and the plans and everything that we have in store, man. I really do believe it'll be one of the biggest TCG games out there. So because I think even when we have the base game with the land and the battles and the resources and just everything that we have planned for the game, I think that alone is going to set it apart from every other digital TCG out there, literally any TCG out there. But just the way we want to continue building on it and make it better and better and better, I just think it'll be one of the biggest TCG games out there. I really do. So it's just, man, costs a lot. USDC is coming. Yeah, I'm pretty sure USDC is coming to Cardano at some point, but I figure I'll talk about it more once it's happened. So what is this? Lace mobile app announcement coming on Monday. I just got off the call with the team. Oh, okay. Wait. I thought you can't use Lace on mobile wallet on the phone yet. I don't know because I never do anything on my phones, but yeah, I have 4. So got to decentralize everything when you're a YouTuber because you never know who's out to get you. Well, hopefully we'll get some news on USDC integration here soon and the Lace mobile app. I'm sure once it gets released, I'll be sure to talk about it right here with you and share it with everyone. Let's see, what's this? Bitcoin going to rally to 100K, then drop to 70. ADA going to 27 cents, and I'll be there looking for the boat. Oh, loading the boat. I don't see that happening. I do know that I'm pretty sure there's like a very small CME futures gap somewhere around like 86,000 on Bitcoin. But you know, who knows? I haven't even looked at the liquidity heat maps or anything in, I don't know, 2.5 months, 3 months. So we'll see how that plays out. Thanks for your content without the hype. Yeah, I appreciate that. I try to do that. I try to just keep it real, keep it straight up. And listen, folks, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me today. And yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not going to be back on tomorrow, but hopefully I'll have a really good, juicy video ready to go live on Monday. And until then, thanks for joining me. Grow your coins, and I'll see you again soon. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend, and stay safe. Go take a walk. Go touch grass.
If it's bull or bear, I don't care. It's quite a rough ride, just like life. But I'm kind of patient, 'cause only time will tell. It's gonna go